In this video, you're going to learn how to use the XLOOKUP function in Microsoft Excel. For many years, two of the most commonly used lookup functions in Excel were VLOOKUP and HLOOKUP. They're both powerful and widely used, but honestly, they also come with quite a few limitations. Now, Excel has introduced a newer, much more flexible function called XLOOKUP. And honestly, once you learn it, you may never need to use VLOOKUP or HLOOKUP again. So, what's the purpose of XLOOKUP? XLOOKUP allows you to take a value that you already have and quickly find related information from another column or row. It's simpler to use, more powerful, and removes many of the restrictions that existed in those older lookup functions. So, as you can see here, I have an employee list with details like employee name, employee ID, department, age, years of experience, and salary. Now, let's say I want to look up an employee using their employee ID. Maybe every time they log into a website or fill out a form, they enter their employee ID number. Using that ID, I can then use XLOOKUP to search this list and return the employee's name. But in this example, I don't just want the name. I also want to return the department they belong to and their age. So I'm going to click here in cell I3, and I'll start writing my formula using the XLOOKUP function. I'll type an equal sign, then start typing XLOOKUP. As I type, Excel automatically suggests the function, and I can either click on it or simply press Tab to select it. Excel also opens the parentheses for me, which is nice. At this point, Microsoft Excel is actually guiding us by showing hints for each part of the formula. The first thing Excel asks for is the lookup value. In other words, what is the piece of information that I already know? Well, in this case, the information I already know is the employee ID. In my example, I mentioned that employee IDs might be captured when someone logs in online or fills out a form. So we know their ID number, but we don't yet know their name, department, or age. I could type a specific employee ID directly into the formula, maybe this one right here, but in most real-world situations, it's much more powerful to use a cell reference instead. That way, the formula stays flexible and dynamic. So rather than hard-coding the employee ID inside the formula, I'm going to click on the cell where the ID will be entered. In this case, that cell is I2. This cell reference becomes my lookup value, and that's what XLOOKUP will search for in the dataset. And this approach is what really makes the formula reusable. Now, anytime I change the employee ID in cell I2, XLOOKUP will automatically return the updated information. Next, I'll put in a comma, and you can see that Excel is now asking for the lookup array. In other words, where do I want Excel to search for whatever value is entered in cell I2? In this case, I want Excel to search the employee ID column, which is column A, because that's where all the employee ID numbers are stored in this spreadsheet. So I'll go ahead and select column A. Then I'll add another comma, and now Excel is asking for the return array. This simply means, once Excel finds the employee ID, what information do I want it to return? Well, in this example, I want it to return the employee's name. So I'll select the column that contains the employee names. I can either click directly on the column header to select the entire column, or, if I prefer, I could manually type the column reference instead. Now I'll put in another comma, and at this point Excel is asking an important question. What should happen if the value isn't found? For example, what if Excel searches through all of these employee IDs and doesn't find the number? What do I want it to show instead? For now, I'm going to keep this simple and skip that part. I can just remove the comma and close the formula. And here's a nice little bonus. You don't even have to type the closing parentheses yourself. Excel will automatically add it for you. So I'll press Enter, and as you can see, it works perfectly. So you can see that the formula works perfectly even without specifying anything for if not found. But in this case, I actually do want to include something there. So I'll add a quotation mark, type the word none, and then add another quotation mark. This way, if Excel can't find the employee ID, it returns a clear message instead of showing an error. Next, I'll add a comma, and now Excel is asking what kind of match I want. Am I expecting Excel to find an exact match or something close? In this situation, it has to be an exact match. With employee ID numbers, close enough doesn't really mean anything. It either exists or it doesn't. You'll also notice that exact match is the default in XLOOKUP. So if you skip this step, Excel automatically assumes an exact match. And that's actually a big improvement compared to VLOOKUP, where you had to be very careful about this or you'd get the wrong results. Now, if you ever do want something other than an exact match, you can see there are several other options available here, which is really powerful. But for now, I'll just enter a 0 to explicitly specify an exact match. And again, I could have just left this part blank. Next, I'll add another comma, and now we're at the final argument, which is the search mode. This controls how Excel searches the data. Do I want it to search from top to bottom or bottom to top? There are even options for binary searches when your data is sorted. In most everyday situations, though, these options don't really matter, so I'm going to stop right here. I'll close the parentheses, press Enter, and that's it. Just keep this in mind. I could have left out the 0, I could have left out the word none, and the formula still would have worked. That's one of the best things about XLOOKUP. It gives you a lot of flexibility, and that's exactly why it's such a powerful function. And you can see Excel has used that XLOOKUP formula to search the employee ID column for this number. It found a match, and if we scroll over and take a look, there it is. That employee ID corresponds to Kelly Gomez, and she's in the marketing department. And this really highlights one of the best things about XLOOKUP. It doesn't matter whether the value you want to return is to the left, to the right, above, or below the lookup value. XLOOKUP can look in any direction, seriously, any direction, and still return the correct result. Now let's try the same thing again, but this time we'll return the department instead. I'll go to this cell, type equals XLOOKUP, and once again, I'll select the cell that contains our employee ID. That's the value Excel is going to look for. I'll add a comma, and now Excel is asking for the lookup array. In other words, which column it should search to find that employee ID. In this case, that's column A. So I'll go ahead and click on column A to select the entire column. Then I'll add another comma, and now Excel wants to know the return array. This is the information we actually care about and want to see. This time, it's the department. So I'll click on column C. I'll add one more comma, and from here, I can either keep going and add the optional arguments, or I can simply close the formula and press Enter. And just like that, Excel returns the department for that employee ID. In quotes, I'll type the word none, just in case a number is entered that doesn't match any of the employee IDs in this list. In this example, I'm going to skip the match mode and the search mode because they don't really matter here. And if you remember, XLOOKUP defaults to an exact match anyway, so it's already going to look for an exact match of this employee number, which is exactly what we want. So I'll just close the parenthesis, tap Enter on the keyboard, and there you go. You can see the result. Kelly Gomez works in the marketing department. Now, we can do the same thing with salary using XLOOKUP. And this is where I want to show you something really important. The lookup value doesn't always have to be an employee number. This time, I'm going to use the employee name as the lookup value. So I'll select the cell with the employee name, then add a comma. Next is the lookup array. Where should Excel look to find the employee names? In this case, that's column B. So I'll select column B and add another comma. Now Excel asked for the return array. What information do I want to bring back? This time I want the age, which is stored in column D. So I'll go ahead and select column D. At this point, I should technically close the parentheses, but I'm just going to press Enter to show you something useful. Excel will actually finish the formula for you automatically. And just like that, it returns the age of the employee. And that's a wrap for this XLOOKUP tutorial. As you can see, XLOOKUP is flexible, powerful, and super easy to use. Way better than those old VLOOKUP or HLOOKUP days. It can look up data anywhere, in any direction, and makes your formulas much more reliable and stress-free. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a new Excel tip or trick. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next Excel video.